on, feel free to give him a call. Marco, looking good as always, sir. All right, everybody. So let's go ahead and get this party started. So I want to start off and say congratulations. I just got a text message from Mr. Scott Dennis, and you guys literally just had the very best week in the history of the Eastern region last week. So first of all, can everybody give y'all some little jazz hands here? I don't think you're understanding this. Y'all literally just had the very best week that has ever existed in our Eastern region's history last week, and it was only week 1 of the push. Week 2 is always bigger. Super exciting. Now, today, we have a very, very, very special guest speaker. It's Mr. Ray Reed. Okay, Ray, are you on, buddy?
What's up, man?
Hey.
Ready to roll.
Hey. So, guys, Ray Reed is a champion in this business and a champion in life. He started in 2004. His career sales are $2.4 million in sales. $2.4 million in sales. He's a Silver Cup national champion. He's had 12 days. Like a lot of people's goals are to sell 10K for the push. He's had 12 days where he sold over 10 grand in a day. He's had 2 weeks over $50,000 in sales. So 2 weeks over $50,000 in sales. He's had 4 months over 100,000. His biggest day ever was $15,000. 432, so 15,432, and he broke the Eastern region push record in 2008. He grows his business year after year. He's a very smart businessman and has this thing wired. He's been married to his beautiful wife, Miss Nicole Reed, and this man is a grilling connoisseur. Okay, side note, grilling connoisseur. Still trying to wait for my invitation for the awesome cookouts. Just thought I'd throw that out there, Ray. Shares a few very, very wonderful interests that I share as well. All around, is just a great guy. So he's going to talk to you guys about upselling today. You definitely want to pull out pen and paper. This is going to help you have a big, big, big week. Second week's always bigger than the first week. So his whole talk is going to be about once they agree to buy whatever it is, Homemaker Siggy Ultimate, or even just a trimmer, all right? Once you made that first sale, how to build the order, right? Which I think that we could all get a little better at. So, Ray, they're all yours, sir. You can take 22 minutes if you want. Just need it back around 8:25, okay? So can we all give Ray, since y'all are all muted and you can't clap, okay, can we give him a little jazz hands? Hey, that's how we're going to clap for this man. Give him the love. Give him a little love, okay? All right, Ray Reed, all yours, my man.
Thank you, brother. Awesome. So, guys, first off, I want to recognize you for being on this call. I'm personally not a huge morning person, and I love the fact that you guys get up early, learn and hone your craft, and you're committed to getting bigger and better results. I mean, there's this old saying that I love that's to be exceptional, you must be the exception. And you guys are definitely the exception right now in your peer group. So props for that. And really what this talk is all about is maxing out. And I think that this is a topic on these calls in the morning, because SC2 is all about maxing out your time and your results, right? A lot of these skills will be able to transfer into your normal business outside of SC2 and whatnot. But what SC2 is about is 18 days, I believe it is. And you are trying to sell as much as you possibly can in those 18 days. So How can you get more CPO in a shorter time? The answers are really more appointments and bigger sales, right? So you might learn how to sell bigger sets, how to do some packages, stuff like that. But one of the best ways to get bigger sales is to do what we call upselling, right? Or a legend in our business, Josh Muller, calls it upserving, right? And upserving, we call it upserving rather than upselling, because upselling can maybe have a little bit of a bad connotation to it. But if you believe in Cutco and you're helping your client get more Cutco, aren't you serving that customer at a higher level by adding more stuff on, especially if you're going to give them a good deal? And that's what upserving is all about. So I just want you guys to think about this. Think of it as a second sale. So you go through your presentation, you go through your close, they buy a set from you, they buy whatever from you, they buy some table knives, maybe they're a Cutco owner and they pick out some gadgets and whatnot. You've spent all of the time that it takes to get that first sale, right? Which it takes time to get the referral, it takes time to contact them, it takes time to schedule them, then it takes time to present the actual, to do the demo, to do the appointment for them, right? So it could take hours to get the first sale, but the second sale could literally take just seconds. So, I don't want you guys to overlook this. Most reps get so excited about the first sale that they're so focused on it that they never take advantage of the second sale, right? You guys have all been to McDonald's or wherever, and I mean, even Starbucks, right? But you go to McDonald's and they say, would you like fries with that? Would you like Coke with that? That's upselling at the most basic level, and it works. That's why billion-dollar companies train their employees on how to ask for the order, how to ask for a second order. If you go to Starbucks and say, is that all for you after you've ordered drinks for everybody in the car, right? Is that it? Is that it? Or would you like any lunch? Would you like any food with your coffee order, right? So it's basically the same thing. I've already committed to buying the coffee, but then they're going to ask me if I want anything else. Would you like to add on blank? Right? So that's the most basic level of upserving. I'm going to give you guys some things that will help it become a little bit more nuanced, but the idea is that this is just adding 15 to 20% CPO on every single order, or even if it doesn't work on every single order, half of the orders that you have throughout the entire push, if you can commit to mastering just a few lines and remembering. I love, if you guys are doing virtuals, what I love about this is you can have a little checklist over here outside of the camera on a little piece of paper that helps you kind of go through and make sure that you're reminding yourself things to do. I sell a lot at the booth or at events, and we don't have that. So we have to have a mental checklist of all the things to go through and the progressions that we want to take our customers through. But again, the second sale, guys, is a lot of people will believe the second sale is a lot easier, to sell. I think about a $250 order that might take you hours or, many referrals to connect with to get that order. When you sell $500 or $750 or $1,000 or $1,500, do you think it's easier to sell an additional $200 or $250 to somebody that bought $1,500 from you already and you have their credit card information, or a completely new customer? I'll tell you that the answer is to the person that's already paid you, that's already going to pay you. So I got 5 upserving steps that you guys can write down, and it's real easy. Timing is number 1. Tempting is number 2. Tailoring is number 3. What we call trading is number 4. And the last step is the rules. So the rules. So the first step, guys, timing. Basically, this is all about when you start the process, okay? Timing is also about how quickly can you get a credit card from your customer on an appointment, meaning they're purchasing, right? So we'll talk about Timing. What you want to do here is you don't want to do this. You don't want to upsell before you have the credit card in hand. If you're in a live appointment, if it's a virtual appointment, however you guys are doing that, you want to make sure that you have the payment information. Maybe if you're rolling on the appointment, I don't know if you're doing that or you're writing up the order, but when you're writing up the order, you have the credit card. That's when the game is on, right? And your whole goal here is that you want commitment. If you start to offer, there's been many times where, I've seen reps, including myself, get too excited about the upserve and try to present something, a little bit faster than I should have, right? Where they might've been, they wanted to get, 3 or 4 knives. And then I offered them a larger package before I got the credit card for the 3 or 4 knives. And then it just confuses them and you'll lose sales that way. So first key, one of the most important keys is you have to get the credit card before you make any moves on any type of upserve, right? And by the way, part of the reason for this, outside of the confusion, is you want them to be, the point at which they buy is the point that they feel comfortable with you. So once they feel comfortable with you, you already have the card in hand. It's a way easier yes for the customer. And it's also an easier no without losing the first sale that you made, right? So this is very, very, very important. But once you get the credit card, is a whole nother process. I don't want you guys to get so excited that you made a first sale. It's not done yet. You got an opportunity to make a second or maybe even third sale, right? So that's timing. The second thing is tempting, right? So on the tempting section, this is where you're re-engaging the customer using some phrasing, because you guys might be wondering, well, I go through my presentation, I go through the close, and then I start to get the information down for an order form. Like, the dynamic has changed, and you're right, but the dynamic has changed in a good way. Their guard has dropped. Now it's easier for you to show them more stuff without them feeling that you're being high pressure or pushy, so on and so forth. So what tempting looks like is piquing interest. So you might say, hey, Hal Elrod calls it planned spontaneity. So it might be like in the middle of taking down, you got their credit card, taking down their address, maybe you're confirming colors, and you go, oh, by the way, Mrs. Jones, I'm curious, what's your flatware situation like at home? So that's an interest, that's piquing interest. What's your cookware situation like at home? What kind of gadgets do you have? Depending on what you've already sold, right? Those are interest questions, and those are the easiest ones to lead it into. You can also say, hey, have you ever considered replacing your flatware in the next 3 to 5 years? Have you ever considered replacing your cookware? Or if they just bought knives, hey, Mr. Jones, I'm curious, by the way, just thinking as I was writing up your order, where are you going to keep these? Do you guys have a block at home? Right? So it's interest phrasing. You're asking questions, getting the customer to think about what else is coming. You might say, hey, Mrs. Jones, really quick, by the way, a lot of my customers who purchase the signature set are really interested in checking out some of the flatware and the cookware in the future as well. And then I'll tell you the next step on how to lead from that. Or you could say, oh, hey, by the way, have you seen our kitchen tools, which they're not available right now, but you get what I'm saying. Have you seen our cookware? Have you seen our gourmet paring knives? It doesn't matter what it is. But those are questions that are going to lead you back into that. That's the tempting section, right? And then the third step, guys, is tailoring. So you want to tailor it to them. Maybe you go through your demo, and I don't know how many of you guys are showing gifts and accessories and gift packs and all of the accessories, the gadgets, everything before you close on the knives. If you are, you're going to get interest. Maybe, you're going to get interest from our customers saying like, oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. But you're going to go back to closing on the set, which is what you should do. Right. But then you close on the set, you already kind of have an idea of what maybe is on their wish list for later on. You guys might be being trained on keeping a wish list of some of these customers so that you can call them back at the end of the push and get them to potentially order something over the phone right before the push starts. Well, that's also a really good opportunity to learn what they want and then offer them a deal to just do it now, right? So what I might say at the booth is, hey, Mrs. Jones, you know, if you could wave a magic wand and get anything that you want from Cutco that you didn't just get today, what would it be? They tell you, and then you kind of like pause and slow roll it a second. And then that's when you would go into the trading aspect or the kind of tailoring it to them and what they're looking at. That's what you want to kind of look at those things. I recommend having some back pocket specials, what I call back pocket specials. These are a few different items. I'm going to give you some ideas for them, but a few different items that you're going to have, deals that you're going to have on a piece of paper, maybe somewhere, or in the back of your head, in your back pocket per se, that you're going to offer to these customers right off the bat. Now, I don't know if you guys sell like 5-piece sets or, you know, if you sell a set without table knives, if that's what they end up on, I would do something like, hey, Mrs. Jones, just so you know, normally 8 table knives are, well, let me back up. So what I would say is, hey, just so you know, Mrs. Jones, and I would write this down. I think these are being recorded, but the more you get, the more you save. Just so you know, Mrs. Jones, the more you get, the more you save. So because you guys are getting blank, whatever they ordered from you, doesn't matter what it is, because you guys are getting blank, I can buy you blank, or I can do blank for you for blank, right? So it might look like this. Let's say the customer got a Space Saver set, right? Space Saver set's awesome, 5 knives, comes in a block, but no table knives, right? So I might say, hey, Mrs. Jones, just so you know, the more you get, the more you save. And since you guys are decided that you guys are getting the Space Saver set, what I can do, a lot of our customers really, really like to add on the table knives. So since you guys are getting that Space Saver set, what I can do is I'll buy you 8 table knives is normally $388 or whatever it is, $338. I can add them to your order for $258. Just basically buy 6, get 2 free, right? Which your managers can do. So have some back pocket specials. Maybe it's if they're buying a signature set or a homemaker, your back pocket special is to always go directly to flatware or directly to cookware, right? And then you're asking them what their situation is like that. And you talk about bundle specials. That's what I would call those. We have 3 major parts to our Cutco kitchen, right, guys? Flatware, cookware, and the knives. So you're always focusing on the knives first, but if you can bundle that with one of the other parts of the Cutco kitchen, you're going to dip into some amazing savings, Mrs. Jones. So a lot of our customers that get the homemaker set are actually perfect candidates to bundle their knives with our flatware, our cookware. Hey, I'm curious, what's your flatware situation like at home? And what you're trying to find out there by asking what their situation is, guys, right, is to see, are they in the market? Because if they're not in the market, you don't want to waste your time there. But maybe they're in the market for cookware. Maybe they're not in the market for either. Doesn't matter. But you're asking to get an idea of that, and then to easily be able to upsell and to bundle those deals together. That's how you have $10,000 days. That's how you double your average order. You sell a homemaker, and then you sell a set of 12 place settings of flatware, and you just doubled your order, right? And sometimes that's all it takes is just a little bit of interest phrasing, the timing, and then reselling them on that second sale. But the key here, simple. This is what you guys need to learn. The more you get, hey, Mrs. Jones, just so you know, the more you get, the more you save. So because you're getting blank, I can do blank for you. And the blank should be a little bit of a better deal, right? Or maybe a little bit of a better deal. Hey, Mrs. Jones, since you're getting the kitchen system, the homemaker and the shears, if you decided to add our gadget pack, it's normally blank, but I can do it for blank, right? And you can hone in on these prices with your managers maybe, or your assistants, or find an FSM or a high flying rep or manager, assistant manager in your office to kind of help you figure out some of these deals. But they're just like normal deals, like normal, 20% off, maybe like that kind of thing, like, or buy 3, get 1 free on the gadgets, something like that, where you're offering these to add a little extra CPO on the back end, right? So tailoring is having some type of package progression. You know exactly what you're going to offer after you get it done based on what they get, right? And then positioning, guys, are trading. Trading is just, it's a separate close, right? So just think of it that way. Once you get some type of offer, having a couple to go through, and then you're just asking for the order. Say, so, hey, Mrs. Jones, the more you get, the more you save. So since you guys are getting your galley set, a lot of customers really like to add the shears and the gadgets. If you guys were to buy the 5 gadgets that we have, I'll buy the shears for you, right? And then you said, so what do you guys think of that? Or would you like to go ahead and do that? Can I add that to your order? Super, super easy, right? And then the last thing is the rules. Here's the deal. I swear to you guys, if you do this on every single appointment with every single customer, you're going to add, I mean, I don't even know, your average order has got to go up by $100 minimum. So the 3 rules are always offer a second sale, always offer a deal every single time. Always offer again. If they say yes, guess what? The customer never gives you all of their money. So always offer again, and your customer will tell you when they're done. So you want it to be fun though. It's a game. You ask, and then if they say yes, you go, hey, well, Mrs. Jones, now since you're getting that galley set, the gadget pack, and the shears, I don't know if you've ever seen our flatware, but you should check it out, because if you bundle the knives with the flatware, you're going to save even more. What's your flatware situation like at home? And then boom, go into flatware. And then keep doing this until they tell you no. And it will be funny. They'll tell you no. They're like, all right, Ray, I'm done. And then that's when you're done. But it's fun. It's respectable. You're showing them more deals and you're giving them an opportunity. The whole point here, guys, is it's easier to make the second sale than it is to make the first sale. You're already going to be doing appointments. You're already going to be interacting with a lot of customers. So why not offer them deals to add to their existing order? It's a lot easier to sell somebody $200 when they're already spending $600 than it is to sell somebody $200 that's not buying, that is at zero, right? So that's my message, Trey. I think I'm right on time.
Thank you, sir. Hey, so thank you very much, Mr. Ray Reed. Can we all give him a little jazz? Hey, the 5 rules. Hey, so timing. Hey, when to do it. Tempting them, right? And have fun with it. See, that's the key too. I think that people maybe not have fun when they're newer on that, right? So, Miss Jones, what do you think about that? Right? Okay. So a little tempting. Hey, tailoring it to them. Hey, the trading and then the rules. And guys, never stop. Like, you always want to end on a note. Okay? So always end on a note. So it's like, oh, you want to get this? Okay, awesome. Hey, what's this looking like? Oh, you want to add that? Okay, well, hey, what's this? Like, you always have to end on a no. If not, then you didn't get the best order you could. See, every customer is different. So maybe they just got laid off and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, maybe the best you could have done is a trimmer there, right? But sometimes maybe we sell a homemaker when we could have sold an ultimate and a cookware, right? So you got to make sure you end on a no, and that's how you know you did the best job that you could on that demo. And then one last final tip on that upselling or up servicing would be doing the math on it and say, hey, you're already going to get blank, right? For only $10 a week more, right, you can get blank, right? So it's just like once you made the first sale, now we're focused on the second sale, right? So it's like if you wanted to add 8 table knives, whatever, let's just say it's, $250 or whatever. And if we're splitting it over 5 months anyways, and it's like $50 a month more. Miss Jones, for $12.50 a week more, you can have all of the table knives that you need, right? So always breaking down that little extra weekly, right? So Ray Reed, thank you so much for bringing it there. I just want to wrap things up with some closing thoughts, guys. Last week, as a region, y'all sold $2,190,000 worth of Cutco last freaking week. Biggest week ever in our region's history, and it's just the first week. And what I would write down is that your second week is always bigger than the first week. And if you think about any sporting event, right, where are most of the points scored? First half or second half, right? Clearly second half. All right. The first half, you're like feeling it out, checking out the competitor, getting your strategy down, right? Which is the same thing for you guys in your push, right? Second week, okay, I'm getting it. I'm in my groove. I'm feeling it, right? Oh, I got these tips. Oh, I went field training. Oh, I already have 20 demos under my belt. Second week's always bigger. I want to recognize the top offices since that report did just come out. Hey, so we have and actually, let me start off with the top 10 reps for yesterday. So these are yesterday's sales guys. Okay. So we have Cody King, 2,786. Amanda Lopez, 2,801. Xander, 3,488. Abigail, 3,846 yesterday. Grace Velez, 4,004 yesterday. Stefan, I think Stefan, 4,822. Alex Couture, $5,324 yesterday. Right? JP Lambert, $7,700 yesterday. Hey, Sarah Nardi, 8,206. Hey, and the man, the myth, the legend, who will be speaking at SC2, Andy Janti, $11,000 day yesterday. Hey, $11,000 day yesterday. Hey, so absolutely crushing it, killing the game. Hey, and then the top offices I want to recognize real quick: Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Fort Lauderdale, #1 office in the region, 117K. Hey, Tampa, 101. San Juan, 92. Northeast Atlanta, 85 grand. South Charlotte, 84. Marietta, 81. North Charlotte, 79. Jacksonville, 78. Fairfax, 73. Miami, 71. Orlando, 65K. Raleigh, 63K. Virginia Beach, 47K. Clearwater, 44. Greenville, 40 grand. So top 15 offices are winning trophies, so make sure you're stepping up, representing your people the right way. And then the last thing I want y'all to write down to respect everyone's time is this. I want you to write down attitude plus effort. Attitude plus effort. Because see, if I'm putting the effort in, but I don't have the right mindset, I'm not going to get the right results. If I have the right mindset and I expect to sell on big and I'm feeling good, but I don't have the demos, then clearly I'm not going to sell, right? It's the combination of the two, right? Attitude, plus effort equals the big push, right? So I would ask yourself, to rank yourself 1 to 10. 10, what's my attitude going like today? 10 is like freaking perfect. 1, I feel like poo-poo, right? So 1 to 10, everyone write a number down right now. What is my attitude, my excitement about crushing today, right? Is it a 6? Is it a 7? Is it an 8? If it is, what can I do to increase that to? 2 points, right? If you're already at a 10, great. What can I do to get that thing to a freaking 12, right? So what is your attitude like? It's always important to make sure you keep measuring that attitude, right? So you're always going to get paid in your life based on your EQ, not your IQ, right? Your emotional intelligence. How much stuff can I take? How much stuff gets thrown at me and me still be cool, calm, and collective and level, right? So what if you start the day off with not the best order? How long does it take you to get your mindset back in the right spot and say, okay, well, 8 out of 10 people buy. That was the one. I'm about to go big on these next 4, right? So what's the attitude like? And then what's the effort like, right? Are we really demonstrating 100% effort, right? If we have 1 cancel, are we booking 2 more, right? If we have only 5 demos for the day and knowing that we have 8 slots in our schedule, right? Are we taking those other 3 hours and pounding out phone calls, or are we relying heavily on the Sunday, Wednesday jams, right? So let's make sure that we're putting that effort in there. And then, as far as that attitude also, right? Do you say, okay, to your manager, hey, I have 5 appointments today? Or do you say, hey, I have 5 sales today? And my first sale is going to be at 9 o'clock. My next sale is at 10:30. My next sale is at 12. My next sale is at 1:30, right? Hey, are you calling them sales? Are you calling them appointments? Are you going into everything expecting the sale, right? And then my next question for you, I want you to write down, how would I phone jam? How would I phone jam this morning? We're going to wrap this up in 1 minute, right on time, okay? And then you'll probably meet with your local office and everybody makes 20 phone calls, books 2 demos. How would you phone jam if you knew every single lady that you were going to book was going to buy an ultimate? If every single lady you booked this morning was going to buy an ultimate, how would you phone jam for the next 45 minutes? Right? That's how we want to phone jam. That's how we want to phone jam. And the last thing I'll leave you with is what kind of story are you going to make for yourself? What kind of story are you going to make for yourself? All right. So, guys, we're 8 days down. 8 days of this push down, 10 days to go. No one cares how you start. No one cares how you start. How do you finish? Do you finish strong? All right. So your managers are going to be coming around, interviewing, touring for TLA the week after SC2, right? And I guarantee you the first question they're going to ask you is, hey, how did your SC2 push go? First question. Second question. How did you start? More importantly, how did you finish? All right. So let's finish strong. Every one of your managers have stories of people who sold like $1,000 their first week, right? And then end up over 10K, right? So, and there's no way that any of you are happy with the start. Even if you sold 20K last week, I bet your goal was probably 30K because in Vector, we're big thinkers, right? So no one cares how you start. All that matters is how you finish. The second week's always bigger than the first week. So be impressive. Make a story for yourself. Be the story that your manager talks about next year. So I appreciate you. I know that getting out of bed early is not easy. And I know that doing everything through the computer is not easy. We appreciate you. Thank you for your awesome effort last week. And thank you for helping our region have the best week in the history of our region. How high can we take it this week? How high can we take it this week? So we love you. We appreciate you. Go make a story for yourself. Your managers are probably going to want to speak to you on the local Zoom. So we'll look forward to seeing you later. Jump on your Zoom. Phone jam like champions this morning. Phone jam like everyone was buying an ultimate. And let's create our story. So I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Go kick some booty today. Talk to you later. See you.